On Tuesday, the US President Donald Trump's Truth Social post warning the Russian president that he's playing with fire got a prompt reply from Moscow. Within hours, the former Russian president posted a cold threat of World War III on X in reply. Dmitry Medvedev is now the chairman of the Security Council of Russia. The Kremlin's official response to Donald Trump's post remained diplomatically restrained.
Trump says a lot of things. We of course read all of it, monitor it, and we come to a conclusion that Trump hasn't got sufficient information about what's really going on in the context of the Russian-Ukrainian confrontation.
In the backdrop of this war of words on social media, Russian drone attack on Kharkiv region in Ukraine on Tuesday killed 1 and injured 8. Russia destroyed and intercepted over 100 Ukrainian drones over various regions, including a swarm of drones heading for Moscow on Wednesday. Videos circulating in social media show an aftermath of a drone attack on Zelenograd within the territory of the Moscow region. These were similar to waves of Ukrainian drone attacks targeting Moscow and other cities last week, following which Russian strikes in Ukraine intensified. Since coming back to power, the American president has been pushing for an end to the deadliest European conflict after World War II and has shown increasing frustration with Vladimir Putin in recent days. After speaking to Trump for more than 2 hours last week, Putin said that he had agreed to work with Ukraine on a memorandum that would establish the contours of a peace accord, including the timing of a ceasefire. Russia says it is currently drafting its version of the memorandum and cannot estimate how long that will take.
At the same time, there's a lot of nuances regarding the subject of discussions that cannot be sacrificed. None of the parties will sacrifice them because of their national interest. Just like the US, Russia also has its national interest that is paramount for us and for our president.
President Vladimir Putin's conditions to end the war in Ukraine include a demand that Western leaders pledge in writing to stop enlarging NATO eastwards and lift a chunk of sanctions on Russia.
They do not want to hold talks in neutral Geneva, but they want to have them in NATO-member state, which is Turkey. You see, it's not about which country will host talks and which alliance it belongs to. It is all about Putin and their desire to postpone. They are constantly looking for reasons to postpone, a format which can bring an end to the war.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reached Berlin on Wednesday for talks with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to discuss further military support. Berlin has been the second biggest supplier of military aid to Ukraine after the US. A day before traveling to Germany, Zelensky reiterated his willingness to hold peace talks at the highest level, including a trilateral meeting with US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. While the Kremlin hasn't ruled it out, they haven't committed to any timeline for further talks either. This war is more than 3 years old. It has already divided the world in different camps of pro-Russia, pro-Ukraine, neutral, and the American doctrine dictated by Donald Trump. With no clear commitment, the war could escalate any day beyond the Black Sea, engulfing Europe and beyond. Bureau Report, India Today.